Good afternoon, everybody. The ceremony will begin in approximately 2 minutes. As a reminder, if you could have your seats right now, we would appreciate it. If you could keep the aisles cleared, including when you're performing photography, we would appreciate it. We don't want to trip any of our graduates. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Patricia Garcia, the chair of the District Governing Board for Coconino Community College. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. I would now like to introduce to you the 5th president of Coconino Community College, Dr. Colleen Smith.
Welcome. Are you excited, graduates? Yeah, all right. Well, I am excited for you, and I'm excited for Coconino Community College because you make us proud. And so we're going to have a great time today. One of the things I want you to know is that this day is to celebrate you, okay? Now, you have to sit through a couple of other things, I'm sorry, but we are here to celebrate you, and this room full of big smiles is here. We're all here on your behalf. I'd like to thank you, Chair Garcia, for getting us started today, and welcome everyone to the 26th commencement ceremony of Coconino Community College. Yeah. This is our first year to have 2 ceremonies, and the idea was we're going to see how it works. Now, the whole reason for going to 2 ceremonies is because so often we had family members, loved ones, friends that either had to be outside on the patio or back in a classroom watching a streaming video because we couldn't get everyone in here. Now, what is amazing is you'll see it when you stand up and come across the stage. This room is packed. And we're going to have a second one this afternoon when the room is packed. So that shows you how much people are honoring you and how excited we are for you here today. And we're so glad we could get everybody in here to see your loved ones in person. Now, I've got several introductions I need to make, and they are very important. But before I go into that, I just want to let you know that when your graduate walks across the stage, you are welcome to cheer as loud and as long as you wish, okay? Yeah. And we will all be right there with you. Okay, now it is my privilege to introduce our platform party who are here to celebrate with us this afternoon. I will ask them to stand as I introduce each one. Please hold your applause until the end. Coconino Community College District Governing Board members, our board chair, Ms. Patricia Garcia. Okay, I know, she's really special. You had to go ahead and do that. So now I will ask you to hold your applause until the end, okay? And we have Dr. Nathaniel White, Governing Board member. Okay, and the district governing board members who could not be here with us today are Lloyd Hammonds, Vice Chair, Dr. Marie Peoples, and Mr. Patrick Hurley. And they send their regrets. It's always very important to our board members to be here, and there were unusual circumstances this time that meant that they could not be here. Also joining us on the platform are Dr. Dudley Gardner, Provost, Miss Jamie, Miss Jamie Van Ness, Executive Vice President, Dr. Roger Bounds, Vice Provost for Academic Personnel, Northern Arizona University. He's here to try to get all of our graduates to come to NAU, by the way, just so you know. Okay, and Ms. Veronica Hippolito, our Dean of Student Development and Community Engagement. You know, there is obviously someone else on the stage, and she will be introduced later. She's not on my list right now, but she should be. Christine, would you please stand up? She is one of our outstanding faculty members for this year. And you will certainly hear more about her later. Support from our community is essential. It's essential not only to the success of our college overall, but to the success of each student. We are pleased to have distinguished members of our community joining us here today for our ceremony. We thank you for being here and thank you for all that you do on behalf of our students in our college. We have, can you wait and hold the applause till I introduce all of them? Okay. Please stand up as I introduce you. Representative Eric Descheny, Arizona Legislative District 7. Welcome, thank you for being here. Okay, go ahead. And Wells, who also happens to be a member of our distinguished faculty, and she's president of the Williams Unified School District Board. We have two members of our foundation, the Coconino Community College Foundation. And what you don't know is in the same way that our board's actually elected officials, but they have no compensation for the many hours they put in, and our foundation board puts in countless hours raising funds to help with scholarships that many of you receive, and they also do not get paid but put in a great amount of time. I'd like to introduce Gary Boyer, who's a member of our foundation board, and Christina Caldwell, who is vice president of our foundation board and also represents Goodwill of Central and Northern Arizona. We have Paul Thomas with us today, CEO, Northern Arizona Leadership Alliance. And Paul has been a great support to the college overall and to me as president and helped us with a variety of things. Thank you, Paul. We appreciate your support. Brian Wallace, Key Account Manager at APS. Welcome. Thank you. Joe Donaldson, Foundation Board Member. Thank you, Joe. Joe has also served as president of our foundation board and has been with us working hard for the college for a long time. We thank you, Joe. We have Sergeant Mike Howie from the Arizona Department of Public Service. Sergeant Howie, we thank you for your service and we appreciate you here today. Okay, have a few more things to do. One of the things I want you to contemplate on today is all of the different routes you have taken, because it's been a journey, students, for you to get here. And there have been a lot of people who have helped you over the way and who have made a difference in your lives. And I know sometimes students will be out of school 20 years, and then they'll get back in touch with one of their professors and say, I didn't understand at the time how much difference you made in my life, how much I learned from you, not only about the discipline that the professor teaches, but about life and about really sticking to something, about perseverance. And quite often, you pushed me to do things I didn't want to do. Well, this is a group that I want you absolutely to thank. And I want you to think about each one of your different faculty members and the role they have played. So at this time, I'd like to draw your attention to this group of faculty. I'd like to have the faculty all please rise. Stay standing, faculty. Stay standing. Now, we're going to take even a few more minutes. I would like all of our graduates today to please rise and turn and thank your faculty. Woo! Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. You may be seated. This amazing group of professors work with students with varied, different learning strategies. They have different communication styles. They have different ways of sharing the passion for the disciplines, for the courses that they teach. Some of their learning styles work well with some students. The next professor over may have a teaching and learning style that works better with a different student. What I want you to understand is that prepares you for life. We're all different. We all communicate in different ways. We will be working in groups on committees with people that communicate like us, as well as people who don't communicate like us. So think about that and what you've learned from each professor, not only about the discipline they're teaching, but about communication and life and perseverance. Faculty, thank you. You have my utmost respect. I appreciate it. Now, let's move on. They have been committed to your success at every level, and they have degrees from various universities. They are learned, they continue to research, they continue to stay current in their fields. They've advised and coached and listened to your goals. They've involved you in their passion for learning and for discovery. They have seen in you the very best, and sometimes maybe not your very best, but they've stayed there and been supportive of you all along the way. They've encouraged you, and they've encouraged you always to stretch just a little bit more. So, to our faculty members and to all of us here in Coconino Community College, you are their first priority. You're our first priority. So, thank you, and now I have a couple of other introductions to make. Would Maya Lanzetta please stand? Maya, thank you for your hard work on behalf of the faculty. Maya is our Faculty Senate President, and she has worked diligently this year to support the faculty and the administration and help with communication and help us make progress on many of the initiatives that we are working to move forward. So, Maya, thank you for your service. And now I have two very special faculty members that I would like to recognize. Professor Dave Bowman and Dean Monica Baker, would you both stand, please? In recognition of your exemplary service to Coconino Community College, the District Governing Board voted on April 23rd, 2018, to award Professor Bowman and Dean Monica Baker emeritus status. This is quite an honor. I wish to extend to you not only my appreciation and the appreciation of the board, but also appreciation from all of our students, faculty, staff, administration, for your distinguished service. There are a lot of things that you don't know that these two have really worked to make a difference in the college. Professor Bowman joined the college in 1996 as part-time faculty member. 2001 became full-time. In total, he has served the college for 22 years, made a positive impact on students for all of those years. He's known for being a supportive and respectful colleague. He has worked tirelessly with professional and positive communication, always demonstrating the goal of making CCC a great place to work and learn. His peers have said about him that his contributions to career and technical education, the CIS department and assessment, have dealt not only with his patients, but with putting students first, and that his commitment to the students and to the community has made Coconino Community College a better place to serve and to learn. And for Dr. Baker, we want to show her that we value not only her contributions as a dean and administrator, but also as a faculty. She started out with us as a faculty member. She joined the college in 1992 as part-time, went on to serve as full-time faculty and as dean. Her service to the college extends more than 26 years. That's pretty amazing. And if you can think about it, that means as long as the college has been in existence. That's pretty wonderful. Yeah. Dean Baker's peers spoke of her mentorship and leadership as faculty and dean. Her focus on students and service to the community, including appointments on various community boards and councils in support of CCC, was noted. We are very grateful to both of you for your service to Coconino Community College and your willingness to enrich the lives of our students and the communities that we serve. Thank you. And now I have something a little bit different that's not on the program. Okay, I'm looking for, got it, thank you. By the way, we've got a lot of people to thank. April Sandoval is one. I wouldn't even know where to go every single day if it wasn't for April. I call her my partner in crime. Okay, Dr. Gardner, would you please come forward? Your service to Coconino Community College as an executive administrator, chief academic officer, scholar, and mentor has been truly unparalleled. We are grateful for the time, energy, thoughtfulness, and extremely hard work you have given to Coconino Community College. Most of all, it is obvious that you care about the college family and the students we serve, and for that we are truly grateful. You may not know that Dr. Gardner came here 2.5 years ago to serve as our interim provost and was planning to be here 3 months. I arrived about 2 weeks after he arrived, and we went on this journey together, learning about a great many things at this wonderful college that still needed to be accomplished, that dealt with assessment of learning, faculty credentials, quite a few things that deal with our accreditation. And even though he had plans, Dr. Gardner goes around the world. He's an archaeologist, and he's leaving here next Thursday. We say we're banishing him to Mongolia, but actually he's working with Yale on an archaeology dig. And he's put off some of these over the last 2.5 years to help us make progress, and we are grateful for that. So on behalf of the District Governing Board and members of Coconino Community College, we would like to honor your contribution by appointing you as the first visiting scholar to be named in the history of the college. With that honor, you will have access to an office on any of the CCC campuses when needed. Usually he's, out in the fields in a tent, so we probably won't need that very often. You are invited to keep your college email active if you so choose, and to join in college activities when you are available. Also, you are invited to present your research and share the stories from your adventures around the world at Coconino Community College, and we will pay for your expenses for 2 visits to come and share your stories, be a guest teacher in our classes, and present to the community. You've made the college a better place to work and learn because you've worked tirelessly to provide leadership that demonstrates dedication to excellence, integrity, shared governance, and innovation. And because of this contribution, the many wonderful past accomplishments of this college, and there are many from students, faculty, staff, have been acknowledged and carried forward. New policies, procedures, and structures have been developed that will continue to bring out the best of who we are and can be in the future. And Coconino Community College will continue to thrive, and in large part because of the contribution you have made. Now I'm going to put this medallion around his neck and honor him as a scholar and a leader whose heart, most of all, has always been with teaching and learning. Okay, this is going to fall off if I move over, so.
I'll put it on.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Gardner. Okay, now I got to catch up a little bit with where I am. I have to take this off. It's making noise and it doesn't work. There we go. Is that better? All right. And now, I would like to introduce once again from our stage, Ms. Jamie Van Ness, Executive Vice President for Coconino Community College.
Good morning. Turn to the right page here. So we are at the point of recognition of honors. So you may notice many of the graduates are wearing red, white, and blue cords. These CCC graduates are U.S. military veterans. With those wearing, thank you. With those wearing the red, white, and blue cords, please stand and be recognized. Please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you may be seated. We had a very nice ceremony on Wednesday where we were able to recognize them a little bit more, but we wanted to recognize them again. So next, you will see graduates adorned with the gold cords that have achieved academic honors with a grade point average of 3.4 or above. So with those wearing the gold cords, please stand and be recognized. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Next, you will also note those who wear a stole over their shoulders. These graduates are members of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, for which they have committed themselves to scholarship, leadership, service, and fellowship. Would the members of the Beta Gamma Chi chapter of the Phi Theta Kappa please stand and be recognized? Thank you so much. You may be seated. Our last group, but not least, we have graduates adorned with red, white, and black cords. And they have achieved academic success through the support of our TRIO program. With those students wearing the red, white, and black cords, please stand and be recognized. Thank you so much. You may be seated. So congratulations on your accomplishments. And at this point in time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Dudley Gardner, our provost, and invite him back to the podium.
I am pleased to introduce this year's Outstanding Full-Time and Part-Time Faculty of the Year. Ken Myers is honored for his excellence in teaching and service to the college. He has spent his life in the construction trades, and he has a warehouse of knowledge to share. Luckily, Ken shares that knowledge as faculty in CCC, Sustainable Building Trades. He began with CCC in 2008 as part of the Youth Build program, helping disadvantaged students aged 17 through 24 learn the building trades. He became part-time faculty in 2010, and he turned full-time in 2011. Ken says, "I love it. My favorite thing out of all of it is seeing 17-year-old students working side by side with students in their 50s. I love that interaction. It is such a great feeling. I love passing on that knowledge." Ken, please stand and accept our congratulations as full-time faculty of the year. One warning I get is to never go off script, and I always worried when I was at graduation ceremonies, this makes my 42nd, about the old man that went off script, but if you come back this afternoon, you can hear him give a speech. Okay. Part-time Faculty of the Year. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Outstanding Part-Time Faculty of the Year, Christine Cattell. Christine started out in the private sector and has more than 25 years of business management and corporate training experience. She has a master's in liberal arts and a bachelor's in communication. Her true love is communication, and teaching has always been something she has wanted to do. While teaching communication and business courses at CCC, she says, "One thing I love most about teaching is a light bulb moment when students go from thinking, 'I can't do this,' to realizing, 'I am doing this.' I am deeply excited when I can help somebody do what they think they cannot do." Please join me in welcoming Christine Cattell as our part-time Faculty of the Year.
On behalf of Coconino Community College, I would like to present this medallion, which represents excellence in teaching and learning, and it is a symbol for all of our faculty and what they do for students and the difference that they make in everybody's lives. So, faculty members, please know that this is meant for all of you. And Christine, we appreciate so much your service to our students and for your excellence. Thank you.
We'll just let it dangle. Thank you very much. Congratulations, new Comet graduates. As you leave here today, there are many pathways that are open to you. However, really, there's two main pathways in life. The first one's like an interstate. It's well-paved, it's fast-moving, it has clearly marked exit signs. This is like the pathway that Kalpana Chawla chose. She's the first Indian-born female astronaut. She grew up in a small town in India, was fascinated with flight, came to the US for graduate school, got hired by NASA, took 2 missions to space. Looking back, it's easy to see that Kalpana's entire life was a pathway, and a pretty direct pathway, to her goal of flight. I've obviously glossed over years of hard work and years of struggles. Because really the second major pathway is the more common one, and it's a metaphor that should be familiar to most of us. It's the hiking trail. You have a vague destination in mind, and tree roots and uphill climbs will make you stumble. But waterfalls, elk tracks, other really amazing wonders will detour you in the best ways. I'd like to tell you a short story, really a short story, about a wander through the corporate jungle, corporate forest, seeing some amazing sights and ending up where I needed to be anyhow, where I was supposed to be anyhow. Like many of you, when I graduated from college, I was sitting here with a slim idea of what I wanted to do for a career. But I knew I wanted a professional job and a paycheck I could live on. Maybe that sounds familiar to some of you. So my plan was to work for a couple years, go to law school, teach business law to undergraduates. Needed a job, took the first job that was offered, teaching computer classes to corporate clientele. Great, saved some money, got married, moved to Phoenix to attend ASU's law school. So far, so good. Plan seemed to be moving right along. Then life happened. While I was waiting for the next academic year and therefore law school to start, I got a great job offer. It was for a technical writer, trainer, programmer. The salary was good, but the travel benefits were amazing. And I told myself, law school can wait a couple of years. So fast forward a few years, and I realized I'd spent 10 years in the software industry. That 10 years ended with the dot-com bubble burst, the 9/11 terrorist attacks, and my realization that I wanted something more out of my career. I wanted to be able to directly help people. It was time that I got back on track to my goal of being a college instructor. See, when I was originally thinking law school, teach business law to undergraduates, I had this vision of myself in a tweed jacket, surrounded by old books, and eager students, and a beautifully appointed office. And then I ended up in the corporate world. Well, fast forward a few more years, and I realized that I need to get back on track. So I'm sitting in a small classroom in Santa Fe, overlooking the foothills of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains and studying the foundations of Western civilization. Philosophy, literature, government, non-Euclidean geometry. I'm still not really sure I understand spherical geometry, actually, and wondering what happened to law school. As it turns out, I still wanted to teach, but I didn't want to teach law anymore. I really got interested in how people communicate, how people interact. I started to see that the ways in which we separate ourselves from each other far outweigh the ways in which we see similarities. I started to wonder, why does management go wrong so much of the time? Why do misunderstandings sometimes turn into loss of productivity, turnover, even lawsuits? And I started to figure out that, you know what, I could be the bridge to help people understand and appreciate those differences. As it turns out, the master's in liberal arts I was working towards was the perfect creative complement to my analytical career. It was the next logical step in my career progression. Fast forward a few more years of teaching workshops, managing people and projects, and I stand here today before you, my long ago dream realized. Although really not exactly in the way that I had pictured. Those old books, they're really new blogs now. That beautifully appointed office, most days that's really a coffee shop. But the good news is those eager students do exist. I'm looking at them right now. So as you leave here for adventures known and unknown, be open to your own particular trail. Be open to new opportunities. Be open to a path that you might not have planned on taking. Because you will end up gathering some great stories, seeing some amazing sights, and end up where you need to be anyhow. So enjoy the trip. Thank you and congratulations.
Next, I would like to introduce our Dean of Student Development and Community Engagement, Dean Veronica Hippolito. And Veronica, you may not understand some of what a Dean of Students does, but that means that she is out there championing students and working with her team in a variety of different ways to help students be successful. So Veronica, we're grateful for your work and for the work of your team, and if it wasn't for your team, our students wouldn't be here today. So thank you.
It is with great pleasure to introduce the class of 2018 student address speaker, Marcia Monastersky. Marcia has lived on the Navajo Nation for over 25 years, helping organize Forgotten People, which is dedicated to rebuilding communities that have been devastated by the Navajo land dispute. Her advocacy work on behalf of Indigenous people reaches far and wide, and her work has been recognized with a host of awards. Marcia has been an officer for the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society and participates in a variety of CCC programs and clubs while remaining engaged with issues on the Navajo Nation. Please welcome Marcia Monastersky.
Thank you. As I look around the room today, I see many Diné, or Navajo, people present in the audience. There is a saying that we walk into a place, we recognize the peoples whose land this is. We are on indigenous land. So I want to say, Eshehe, Esquali, thank you for allowing us to be here today. I also want to thank the professors, staff, Clay Club, PTK, TRIO, and fellow students for creating not only a great environment to learn, but also creating a community that supports and challenges us to do our personal best. Thank you for giving me the honor to speak at our 2018 graduation. Everyone receiving their degree today has traveled a difficult road to reach this success. I think I was invited to speak today because my path took a little bit longer and is more unusual. Prior to enrolling at CCC, I lived on the Navajo Nation for over 25 years. I was invited there by Diné elders whose traditional way of life was being threatened in many ways. The US government declared the people trespassers on the land where their ancestors had lived for generations and ordered their relocation. Coal mines filled the sky with dust so that laundry hung out to dry would turn black. The mine's bulldozers unearthed grave sites, and their poisonous chemicals killed livestock. The tribal government that was supposed to protect the people did nothing because they were partners in the profits. Another source of problems was uranium from abandoned mines, which caused cancer and other illnesses. The people thought that my background as a paralegal and political activist could help them form a bridge to the outside agencies, media, and government officials. They asked if I would move onto their land and help them in this struggle. They had no money to pay, but would share their subsistence lifestyle with me. The places I lived might be less than 100 miles from here, but it might as well have been a different planet. Most of the families in the communities where I worked lived without running water, electricity, phones, indoor plumbing, or central heat. Many of the elders do not speak any language other than Diné. They have a subsistence lifestyle that has changed very little in the past 400 years, growing vegetables, raising sheep, and weaving beautiful rugs from the wool sheared from their sheep. The beautiful colors you see on the weavings are dyed from indigenous plants. The land is magical and sacred. The canyons where they herd their sheep are decorated with artwork created by Anasazi Nehesaza ancestors 1,000 years ago. Their religion binds them to this land, and my job was to help them protect it for future generations. The land and the people are intimately connected, particularly through their relationship with their livestock. Many of the conflicts in their daily lives are related to their livestock, as the government was denying grazing permits to the families who were remaining on their land in defiance of the relocation laws. I achieved my first success when the authorities confiscated a bull belonging to Pauline Whitesinger on Big Mountain. We got her bull back by proving that it was illegally confiscated. The events made a huge impression on the community because it showed it was possible to get the government to do the right thing. Not long afterward, they confiscated several people's animals, and we proved that they failed to provide adequate notice. The authorities were so confused and intimidated by our paperwork that in addition to the Diné livestock, they also released back into the wild about 100 wild donkeys from Cactus Valley that were in the impoundment yard. Years later, I was with Selena Begay in Cactus Valley, and several donkeys came over to us. Selena said they were saying thank you because they are free. We helped the Diné to take their case to the United Nations Human Rights Commission in Geneva, Switzerland. I was on a train with Glenna Begay and other Diné colleagues going through the Swiss countryside, lush with rolling green hills where sheep were grazing. Glenna watched with great attention and then said to me, "I want to take my sheep here for a vacation. They would be so happy here." The strength of the people was demonstrated many times. We brought the elders to Washington, D.C., so they could address government officials who were responsible for many of these problems. The delegation was led by Roberta Blackcoat, who was in her 90s and wheelchair-bound. When we arrived on Capitol Hill, the staff offered to get us a wheelchair for her, but we would have to wait an hour for it to arrive. Roberta said, "We did not have the time to wait," stood up, and made it to the meetings without the wheelchair. I served as lay counsel for families challenging the permit for a coal mine because of its environmental problems. I had never been in a courtroom before, but I was very familiar with the issues. We were up against company lawyers dressed in suits. Somehow, we won the case, and the permit was revoked. Years later at CCC, I was terrified about my math class. The only thing that kept me going was telling myself that if I can beat a team of 14 lawyers at their own game, then I should not fear a statistics exam. We helped build off-grid bathrooms and provide safe water for families whose water was contaminated by uranium and other chemicals. As part of those projects, we sponsored programs for college students to come to the land on spring break and assist in the construction. The camaraderie and intellectual stimulation of these university students reminded me of my unfulfilled dream of going back to school. So in 2016, I moved to Flagstaff and enrolled in CCC. CCC represents a place in my life that allowed for my reintegration into the first world. Coming to Flagstaff from the res was a culture shock. I entered the first world with joy at all the amenities, like running water, sanitation, and turning on the heat with a button instead of building a fire. It did not take me long to grow accustomed to these comforts. However, the real reason for going back to school was to gain the tools to help build a more just world and regain my personal balance. I enjoyed English and creative writing, but it was when I took ceramics that I found my passion. The clay I now mold is the same clay that I walked on during my time in the Painter Desert Black Mesa. When I work with the clay, I am flooded with smells and memories of my time there. The clay sings of the land, stories and smells of the Navajo Nation. Coming to Coconino Community College was the community that not only welcomed me, but became my family. It has allowed me a means to grow in my personal and professional aspirations. As the Dene grandmothers say, may you walk in beauty, graduating class of 2018.
Thank you, Marcia. Now it is my pleasure to introduce the class of 2018 student address speaker, Alexis Bates. Alexis' parents, Barbara and Brian, both worked at CCC. Her father was instrumental in the formation of the college. She grew up at the college in her dad's office, so it was a natural decision for Alexis to attend CCC to begin her studies in special needs and elementary education. She's off to NAU in the fall to complete her studies. Of her career choice, Alexis said, "I can relate because of what I've been through," adding that she struggled with and overcome learning disabilities of her own. "Don't give up, even when it's hard," she said. "Keep going, be patient with yourself, and you will succeed." Please welcome Alexis Bates.
Yes. Thank you, Veronica. I've always wanted to speak at graduation at Coconino Community College, so I nominated myself for the graduation speech. When I found out I was chosen, I told my parents and I screamed, and they were very excited for me. Hello, my name is Alexis Bates. I have 2 learning disorders. When I was 14 years old, I went to a boarding school in McDonald, Tennessee. I was away from my family for 3 years while I was attending Bachman Academy. This experience made me become a more independent person. I've moved into a mobile home with my significant other. I've been able to pay for different items, such as groceries, heating bill, and car maintenance costs. I've become more financially responsible and academically reliable. Being a good student to me is important in part because I've always known I wanted to be a teacher. Ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to educate 1st through 4th grade students. During one of my advising appointments here at CCC, my dad suggested that I should work with students who have special needs because I can relate and understand to what they are going through. In response, I said, yes, that's a great idea. I started attending CCC after I graduated Bachman Academy. I chose CCC for several reasons, because I had connections through my parents. Secondly, I enjoyed the small classes that CCC offered. And finally, I appreciate the affordable tuition. As we all can relate, right? And I knew that I could improve my focus, my studies on my focus, much better than I could at a large school. My parents and I wanted to avoid acquiring student debt, which could occur from attending a four-year university, as most of us may be going on to. When I came to the college, I was scared because I was not completely familiar with the environment. Over time, I learned how to ask for help from different advisors, tutors, and teachers when I needed it. TRIO Student Support Services, wherever you may be, has helped me academically and emotionally by providing support. TRIO has allowed me to talk to someone about my homework and other assignments. All TRIO advisors have helped me find the classes that I wanted to pursue and what career I wanted to choose. TRIO has offered different workshops throughout my time here, which have helped with time management, more or less. I love how TRIO is so supportive of their students. I also learned how to register for classes on my own and how to find them. Several staff members I would like to thank who have continued to work here or who have moved on. They include Paula, Carlos, Christine Cattell, Christy Russell, Mitch, Ashley, Julia, Audra, Kyle, Tom, Sarah, Sandra, Maxie, Kurt, Jacob, Taylor, Alexandra Purchase, Miss B, Jarrett, Yvonne, Kim, Becky, and Jessica. I would also like to give thanks to the disability resource staff. The accommodations that they have provided, the notes, the voice recorder, a quiet room for testing, and the ability to have my book read to me on a reader program has been helpful beyond words. I cannot express how grateful I am to everyone over the 4 years I have been here. I would like to thank all the administration staff, advisors, and faculty members whose classes I've taken over the years. After I graduate CCC, I'm going to Northern Arizona University to get my degree in special needs and elementary education. I have a few final thoughts I'd like to share with you all. This may touch some of you, so feel free to cry if you need to. Whether or not you are a student that has special needs, please do not be afraid, to ask for help when you need it. I can personally understand and relate to what you all are going through. I know sometimes it's hard for students who have special needs to ask for help. I do not mean this to be rude by any means. I'm speaking from personal experience. No matter how hard it may get, please keep trying and do not give up. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcia and Alexis. I wish that we could hear the story of every one of our students graduating today. The stories of our students are truly the story of Coconino Community College. We have students who go on to do great things, such as being a teacher. I can't imagine any other thing more worthwhile in this world. Also, doing things to help others, to make a difference in their lives. Going on to be doctors, lawyers, nurses. Well, we had our nursing pinning last night, and as everyone went across the stage, it told how many of them already have jobs as caregivers going forward. One of the recent outstanding awards at NAU that was presented was to a student who had graduated with us and gone on to NAU as an excellent student and is planning on going to medical school. That is a student with a family and children. We have students from all walks of life, from all different life experiences, and that's what makes it wonderful to be a part of a community college. All of our students bring with them their stories and their experiences. They make our lives much more interesting, and we learn probably more from our students than they learn from us. And so now, finally, is that what you're thinking? Come on, come on. Chair Garcia, would you please join me at the podium, and will the graduating class of 2018 please stand?
Members of the class of 2018, by the authority vested in the Governing Board of Coconino Community College, by the laws of the state of Arizona, and with the understanding that each of you has completed all of the requirements of your respective programs as set forth by the faculty, I hereby confer on each of you the appropriate degree or certificate with all rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Please present yourself at the platform to receive your degree.
District Governing Board, dignitaries, faculty, staff, and guests, I am honored to present to you today the Coconino Community College graduating class of 2018. All degrees and certificates conferred today are awarded with the understanding that the final academic and administrative requirements as determined by the District Governing Board have been met. And now we will go forward with the degrees.
Still not on. Come up here if we need to. We want to hear your names. We got to hear these names. Marcia Joan Monastersky, Associate Degree of General Studies.
Alexis Bates, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum, Arts.
Annika Joyce Shoup, Associate of Arts in Administration of Justice and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Melissa Ann Woods, Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Megan Mary Hagrid, Associate of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Loretta Thompson Scott, Associate in Arts in General Studies.
Jessica Pearl Scott, Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Kelene Kaylee Yazzie, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Tyler Marie Hopkins, Associate of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Rocco Skinner, Certificate in Arizona General Education, Curriculum Arts, Associates of Arts, General Studies.
Jay Patel, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum Arts, Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Lucas Shaw Gagno, Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Trina Begay, Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Bobby J. Jones, Associate of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Janessa Rose Stevens, Associate of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Hillary Lorraine Black, Associate of Fine Arts in Visual Arts.
Austin L. Watson, Associate of Arts in Hotel and Restaurant Management.
Kiernan E. Ingram, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Pearl Delina Ann Begay, Associate of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Dustin Andrews, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum Arts and Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Maria Teresa Hernandez, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Daniel Jacob Schick, Associate in Arts in General Studies.
April Leanne Winters, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Delaney Marie Dendy, Associate of Arts in General Studies, and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Matthew Pearson, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum, Arts.
Catherine Amelia Jordy, Associate of Applied Science in American Sign Language Interpreting.
Kelly Marie Hicks, Associate of Applied Science in American Sign Language and Interpreting.
Caitlin Marie Bradshaw, Associate of Applied Science in American Sign Language Interpreting.
Heather Marie Casey, Associate of Applied Science in American Sign Language Interpreting.
Carly Kessel, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum, Science, Associate of Science in General Studies.
Shannon Jones, Associate of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Kiana Bazardi, Certificate in Arizona General Education, Arts, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Joshelle Rose Zinergy, Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Franchelle Amy Tahani, Associate in Arts in General Studies.
Michael Francis Walbridge, Associate Degree of General Studies.
Jeff Farrell Harold, Associate of Arts in Administration of Justice.
Lola Martinez, Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Russell Francis Beck, Associate of Arts in General Studies, and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Marcelina Tahoney, Associate of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Sydney Renee Gaddy, Certificate in Arizona General Education Arts, Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Valeria Rodriguez Negarete, Associate of Applied Science in Pre-Health Careers and Certificate in Pre-Health Careers.
Dennison Bo Allen Blackhair. He's graduating. Associates of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Tom Morello, Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Felicia Jean, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum Arts, Associate of Arts, General Studies.
Isaac Simmelman, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum, Arts.
Erica Nicole Krebs, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Savannah Taylor Paycheck, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Kira Nez, Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Shania A. Curtis, Associate of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Nicole Dawn Hanadi, Associate of Arts in Psychology, Associates of Arts in Business.
Ariana Aurora Cruz, Associate of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Alexis Lynn Stein, Associates of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Jenica Ann Simon, Associate of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Jennifer Elizabeth DeLong, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum Arts, Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Jill Ann Tamburello, Associate of Applied Science in Early Childhood Education.
Alan Miles Moss, Associate of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Jonathan Haig, Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Magdalene Lee Chi. Is that okay? Associate of Arts in Psychology, figures me. Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
He knocked that out of the woods. Brianna T. Frenette, Associate of Arts in General Studies and Certificate of Arizona General Education Curriculum, Arts.
Jessica Mayer, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Science, Associate of Science in General Studies.
Dana Clashin, Associate of Science in General Studies.
Azare Danae Martinez, Associate of Arts in Sociology.
Marie Wilkinson, Associate of Arts in Business and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Taylor Sage, Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Jonathan Olson, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum, Science, Associate of Science in General Studies.
Charisse Lene Ulibarri, Associate of Science in General Studies.
Chantel Lynn Tillotson, Associate of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Kyle R. Van Bell, Associate of Arts in General Studies and Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum of Arts.
Barbara Lynn Lozano, Certificate in Arizona General Education Curriculum, Arts, Associate of Arts in General Studies.
Okay, you may have noticed that even though we take education very seriously, and we take our students very seriously, and our responsibility to our students and our communities, one thing that I have learned, and this is now the 37th community college graduation that I have had the honor of attending and honoring our students. So one of the things that I have learned is that at this point, we need to not take ourselves so seriously. So I used to lead these kinds of commencement exercises and stay exactly on script, and it's a lot more fun to speak from the heart and to hear, yeah, and to let our students know how much we do value you and honor you. And whether you're going to go on and be a teacher, whether you're just going to be a lifelong learner, actually that wasn't a just, I shouldn't have said that. Whether you're going to be a lifelong learner and share that with people as you go forward, whether you choose to take care of your family and stay at home and spend that really important time with children, or you're going to be a nurse, or you're going to be a doctor, or you're going to really work as far as your community and trying to make things better through council work and committee work. There's so many wonderful things that you can do, and one thing that nobody can ever take away from you is your education. So I want to encourage you to always continue learning. And right now, I wanted to see if NAU had a few words they want to say to us. Thank you.
I guess the big thing I need to tell you is it's my job to come up here and congratulate you, but it's my responsibility to get out of the way of the party. So I just want to say that up front. My only comments will be this. You've heard three different people say a couple different things. You've heard an analogy about a hike. I challenge you all to continue that hike. It will be hard. There might be roots and rocks. And when it's hard, if you have the right attitude, you can turn it into an enjoyable experience, if not life-altering. So keep that going. You've heard a very powerful story of what I would have interpreted as perseverance that honors a culture that changes a world. That's kind of how I summarize yours. So, right. You've heard another story of a path with challenges that ends in success and also comes to NAU. Just had to put that in. So with all that in mind, and also to get out of the way of the party, I just want to say congratulations. We're here for you today. This is because of your success and your accomplishment. And let's be honest, you all took different paths, different hiking approaches, but you got here and the road doesn't end. This is a milestone, not a stop sign. So keep it going. Wherever that is for you, whether it's NAU would be a good choice, or if it's ASU, U of A, or some other destination. Choose wisely, make it your own, and do what you can with it. And now you can go to the party.
Almost there. Almost, almost. Have one more expectation that I have of you that I think is a very, very important responsibility for your part. I would like for you to take a moment to stand and face your friends and loved ones out here in the audience. And those of you who are out here supporting your friends and loved ones, we want to thank you because they could not have done it without you. Let's give them a hand. Okay, graduates, you can be seated for one more minute. So in celebrating these successes, we also celebrate the unconditional encouragement of family, friends, classmates, as well as all of those of us who work here at Coconino Community College and all of us who care so deeply about your success moving forward in life. And before I close, I have a few thank yous. Staff and faculty have worked so hard to make all of this happen. A very special thank you to our speakers. You may not know, but they work long and hard to prepare their thoughts for you and to try to make sure that they speak from the heart and that it has special meaning. Also like to thank our pianist, Anna Kleinfelter. Thank you for your art, sharing your art with us. Stacy Anderson and Tara Trujillo, our interpreters, thank you. That's about how much sign language I know, you guys. And I'm so respectful and amazed at your sign language as a second language. Some of you a first. Okay, now I got to find the place to do this. Now, graduates, you may stand. Moment you've been waiting for. Turn your tassels from right to left. Woo! Stay standing. Families, friends, you may meet your graduates outside in front of the building immediately following the ceremony. Will the audience please stand and remain in place until the platform party, the faculty, and the graduates have all left? Thank you so much. And we want everybody to stay in touch and continue on forward as part of the Coconino family. Have a great afternoon. Congratulations.